it'd be lovely to hear. Is that all right? Is it?
Yeah. So this is St Serf's Church in Dunning, built reputedly on the site where Saint Serf himself, a 7th century Pictish saint, slew a dragon, allegedly by whacking it on the bonds with his staff.
Oh, right.
Yeah. St George needed a lance, but St Serf just had a plain old bishop's staff to slay a dragon, so amazing.
Yeah.
And the original, the church was built in around 1190, so it's a 12th century church. The bell tower is the oldest part, and you can see the difference between that and the rest of the church.
Yeah.
Because the rest of the church is much more modern. The bell tower is lovely. At the top there, they have these square holes.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you can see those.
Yes.
That there was a balcony.
Ah, yeah.
With perhaps some stairs. I mean, there's stairs inside.
Yeah, so I wonder why they would have done that.
I mean, they are quite large to hold a balcony, but
Yeah.
it's just it's more of a supposition than anything else.
Right.
What are they doing there?
Yeah, it's unusual because often you see them when they've got buildings to lean into on the sort of medieval type things, but up there seems strange. Yeah.
The church roof, the bell tower roof is new. That's early 1800s, because the crow step gables are new. So I think the original roof was conical.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We've got a bell in there. We've got two bells, but the oldest one's 1524, and that dates back to the foundry where it was made was the same foundry where they made the ship's bell from the Mary Rose.
Oh, right.
About 10 years of difference.
Yeah.
Small bell and a big bell. The big bell tolls the hour, the small bell tolls the half hour. I've got pictures and stuff inside. And I've got pictures of the mechanism, because they have to come and wind it every week.
Oh, right.
There's a local village group that does that. Yeah, the original church was different. You can see the outline of the original roof.
Oh, yes.
Back in the 12th century.
Higher, yeah.
It was taller and narrower.
Yeah.
The doorway would have been over there. You can probably see it here on this.
Yeah.
The entrance would have been here. That door over there is a fake door.
Right.
They put that in for symmetry when they were refacing everything, but you can still see the original. It's a kind of scalloped decoration on top.
Oh, yeah.
Which was the remains of the arch.
Ah, okay.
And the graveyard's very interesting as well.
Right.
There's lots of interesting things to see in the graveyard. So Scottish graveyards were quite. They had a lot of symbols for mortality and immortality. So you could wander around and see skulls and crossbones, which weren't for them gruesome or macabre in any way. They were reminders of mortality. And also winged skulls and things like that.
Yeah.
Which are quite uplifting, apparently.
Yeah, yeah.
There's also gravestones with the symbols of people's occupation on them.
Oh, yeah.
So you see plenty of those as well.
Yeah, it's fascinating to find more details, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to come in, I'll show you.
Yeah, please, yeah.
So I've seen quite a few of those with the urns.
Oh yeah, yeah. They were a fashion for a bit. Have you been to Greyfriars in Edinburgh?
No, we haven't.
No, that's a cracking one in there.
Oh, are they? Oh, it's another trip, I think.
Size sculpture of a weeping angel. It's over in Doctor Who. I don't think my daughter would like it.
Yeah.
She still gets scared with the weeping angels. And a huge, gigantic urn like that.
Yeah, the Cybermen. They used to frighten me a bit. Yeah, I used to hide behind the setting.
Something quite interesting. We've got these cast iron gravestones that were in fashion for a while.
Oh, right,
quite bizarre to me.
Yeah.
It didn't last long because people realised it just rusted away. The oldest gravestone is just behind the slab here. It's kind of...
yeah. Right.
Yeah. The oldest one we have.
Oh, just this one down there? Yeah. Oh, okay. Because I've often wondered about these almost like tables, top ones.
Yeah.
It's almost like they're going to dine in the afterlife or something.
Yeah.
Well, there's a skull and crossbones.
There's a skull.
Yeah.
It's there, yeah.
Hey, yeah.
And an hourglass. Memento mori.
Yeah, time running out. Yeah, even as we speak. Yeah, yeah. Oh well, hopefully we'll make the tour. Get it online before anything happens.
These are the oldest grave slabs in here. So these date
right.
to about the 12th to 14th centuries.
Yeah.
They're in a style that they call coped gravestones.
Right, because interesting enough, in Burford, in I think it's Gloucestershire, I get what county's right.
Yeah.
There's a lovely church there, and they've got these sort of they're almost Georgian curved ones high up on the tombs.
Oh yeah.
And they're called barrel. I think they're called barrel tombs.
Yeah, right.
And it's meant to relate. They think it's in dispute, but relating to. I think it was to do with farming from memory.
Right.
Yeah, I had to look it up, but they were very strange. But they're on my channel, so if you ever look out for the Burford Church. Yeah. I'll, before we go, we'll swap everything because we all need the subscribers. We're all struggling. Yeah.
Except him.
Except him. Yeah, he's heading for 2000. Yeah.
Already.
Yeah.
There's no congregation here anymore. It looks like a traditional kind of Presbyterian kirk, but
yes,
that's a relatively new. So
it's quite unexpected inside, really.
The original church, you see an illustration of it here. The chancel was here. The altar would have been down here, and that would have been screened off from the.
Yeah, with the rood.
Yeah.
The Holy Rood. I'm learning all the terminology. Doing the church, you just say.
The entrance would have been that way, so it made sense.
The entrance would have been down there, and like I say, that's a false door, so they've just blocked it all up on the side. And then the Reformation happened, and lo and behold, we had this pulpit.
He loves the pulpits. He loves getting in them, don't you?
You can see why the Presbyterian ministers quite like that, because they can stare down at everyone. Apart from Lord, that's this one up here was built by.
So what is that?
It's me leaning back. The Laird's loft is up here. 1687. So he built that so he could stare down even at the minister. Interesting place.
Yeah.
The congregation left, unfortunately, in 1973. They amalgamated with another church. It seems strange why you wouldn't amalgamate here, right in the centre of the village.
Yeah. Perhaps it's a power grab or something. But they said there's some lady was telling us there's lots of changes going on in the churches in Scotland just now. I think a lot of them have been sold off and they're amalgamating from what she said.
They end up being taken over by Weatherspoons and stuff like that.
Oh, Weatherspoons. Oh, right, okay.
You know the drill.
That's the end of the temperance movement.
Yeah, that's it. You know, at one point in Dunning, they had the churches between them had enough space to sit every single one of the inhabitants, 2,000 seats. It makes them sound quite God-fearing until you know that they had 13 boozers and a distillery and a brewery as well.
Right, yeah. It's only because obviously often the monks in the monasteries made sort of beers and that, didn't they?
Oh, yeah.
And my parents used to live in a place in North Devon, and in the village where they were, the church was adjoined to the pub, and you could walk. I think there was a door from the church to the pub. So, so if you missed, I suppose, the sort of the bread and or the body and the the blood of Christ or whatever, you could go and have a pint of Christ.
I suppose you could.
Yeah.
All this stuff is the pulpit and the organ and all the furniture is mid 1900s. Stained glass windows were put in around the end of the 1800s, beginning of the 1900s.
Right.
The congregation paid in by subscription to have them installed. One of them commemorates the complete renovation of the church in the early 1800s, when that bit there was built. These balconies and that area of the church in there, because that wasn't there before. It was just narrow. Yeah. The original church would have been even narrower because the wall would have been further in.
Yeah. It's the entrance from over there.
Yeah.
Facing. Yeah.
It's transformed quite a lot.
Yeah, so I wonder why they actually would have moved the chancel Because usually, I think from what I'm learning now, often the orientation of churches are particular ways.
Yeah.
You know, that the font in England anyhow seems to mainly be in the west wing as you come in, and and east. So, did they realise that it was facing the wrong way or whatever? Or
I think it's a Presbyterian thing. It's an Reformation thing.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything that stank of what the church was like before, they wanted rid of it.
Oh, right.
So they just tore it out, and that's the pulpit's here. And
Yeah.
this pulpit it's a shame that it's got its high back because it's obscuring this stencil.
Yeah. That looks really nice, doesn't it, behind there?
The organ works.
Oh, so you could knock out a tune then, Sandy? Pump organ?
You're a musician.
Well, it's said. Yeah, it's very kind of you to say.
Tune on your YouTube channel?
You've only got... No, I offered to do him a tune, actually.
That would have been perfect.
I offered to write him, so he didn't want to know.
Yeah.
It would have saved him having to, you can get copyright strikes if you use music, so... But
You can have a go. Do you want me to tell the camera?
I've only had one go on a pump organ before, and it was quite tricky.
Yeah.
Get used to just plug it in, turn it on, and but I haven't practiced very much. But is it playable then? Do you know? Or
It's playable, yeah.
is it? Oh right. I can have a little go, but it won't be very good. It's throwing me because it's out of tune. I'll try a different one.
David, thanks very much. Somewhere. Yeah.
Sounded bad.
Just whatever.
Yeah, you really do.
No, I inhaled today though. Oh, well that's
always
a
a positive, I think. And, I was talking to some Americans earlier who knew about benchmarks for our weather, and not horizontal rain is good day. Or a good hour, actually. Yeah.
Oh, not horizontal rain. Oh,
That is the benchmark for
oh right.
having a good day.
I mean, me happy days. Still sleeping.
Yeah.
I'm going to regret not sleeping.
Talking about the dating of the church here,
Yeah.
it's quite interesting because it comes down to arches. Well, obviously they've got charters and stuff as well. So there was a charter in 1219, if memory serves me right, which mentioned St. Serf's, but the arches, they used a lot of masons from Durham to build it. They were very active in the area, and the window up here has a carved Romanesque arch in it.
Oh yes. Yeah.
This one here, though, is kind of almost on its way to being Gothic. They call it transitional or early English. It allows them to date it to a specific point in time when the fashions were changing.
Yeah.
So around 1190, you can see the scallop decoration. It's a pity it's obscured by all this.
Yes.
And the cross lights. If you go round afterwards, if you go round the north end of the building, you'll see a doorway partially obscured by a staircase that they put in for people to get up on the loft, and it's got a Saxon arch, so that's quite old as well.
Right.
So it's that transitional thing that allows them to date it.
Yeah.
Because a true Gothic arch would be slightly more pointed.
Yes.
And the oldest thing actually in this whole building is the slab right there in the corner.
Oh right.
It was found under the nave here in the early 1800s.
Yeah.
So the experts have dated that as far back as the 7th century, so we think there was a monastic site here before.
Yeah.
Maybe it was St. Serf himself, so the Pictish saint, he was here.
Yeah.
And it's dedicated to him, so they have other evidence as well. They've done some more archaeological work in the area, so they're pretty sure there was a monastic site here before.
Yeah. It's likely, isn't it?
Well, this is the oldest bit.
Yeah, it does look really old.
And about 20 years ago, the decision was taken to move the stone in here, the Dupplin cross. This is one of the most important early medieval monuments in Britain, and it's the only intact Pictish cross, certainly in eastern Scotland.
Oh, right.
So it's quite important historically.
So was it main as well as means of protecting it as well by putting it indoors? Yeah.
Originally it would have been painted, but obviously that's all gone.
Yeah.
The weathering was really having an effect, so they were getting quite worried about it. They were going to take it to the museum in Edinburgh. And then they decided to just keep it in the area. So it was up on the hillside over Fort Cheviot. They fought a battle around it in 1332, the Battle of Dupplin, and it managed to survive that as well.
Wow. It actually looks so more worn towards the bottom there than at the top in some ways. It's almost as if it was tilted the wrong way or something at one point.
You mean that bit here?
Yeah. Or whether it's where they've been resting their backs against or something.
Yeah. Well, there's two theories about that. The first theory is that the stonemasons and the people carving it were using a natural part of the rock, so the rock was naturally like that.
Oh, right.
The other theory is that soldiers used to sharpen their swords.
Yeah.
You can see on the bottom stone here, probably about here.
Yeah.
So this was all lifted up with it. You can see the depression where people used to kneel.
Oh, yeah.
It was a cross after all.
Yeah.
It wasn't long before King Constantine was kind of forgotten. Nobody even talks about him that much now, but he was very important at the time, and this was a big statement of his kingship and his faith, his success. That's him there.
Oh, right.
Big head and moustache.
Yeah.
And some scholars have pointed out the fact that his horse's hooves are flat rather than prancing.
Oh, right.
And that has a Carolingian influence from Europe.
A Carolingian.
Carolingian.
Oh, right.
Try and say it.
Yeah, try to say that after a few drinks.
Some of his soldiers here with their feet and some hunting dogs.
Oh, right. They look like frogs to me. I look like frogs leaping.
That's a fort.
Yeah.
And King David was a big thing.
Oh, yeah.
He was an icon for many monarchs for the sort of early medieval period.
Yeah.
So King David played
Oh, right.
here.
Yeah.
A Pictish beast eating itself,
Oh, yeah.
eating its own tail.
Yeah.
There's a clear panel here. We thought this was blank. They carried out an infrared scan on this, and that's where they found Constantine's name, King Constantine, son of Fergus,
Oh, right.
written in Latin. They've got a Columban influence here with the knotwork and the doves going round.
Ah.
Parade.
Oh, yeah.
And this is King David again, fighting the lion.
Yeah.
Well, it could have been a prawn, but you know.
Could have fighted a prawn. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's how much King David comes into this.
Yeah.
David features quite a lot.
Yeah. It's
Some
incredible.
horses or perhaps dogs,
Oh, yeah.
either fighting or embracing. And some more warriors, more senior possibly, judging by the side of the moustache.
Yeah.
We even thought the base was decorated.
Oh, right.
This down here was Ogham, so old Irish alphabet.
Oh.
I think that's been discredited now.
Don't think someone's signing their name or,
Yeah.
so. That's incredible. Thank you for the insight.
And they've got round the front of the cross.
Yeah.
All this artwork up here is Northumbrian in influence. They've got these are vines with grapes, see the little grape bunches.
Oh,
It's the
right.
symbol of the Eucharist.
Oh, right. Could they grow grapes in Northumberland?
Well, yeah.
I don't know, yeah.
Northumbrian wine.
Yeah. Oh, I suppose maybe, yeah.
Yeah. Just a symbol. And
Yeah.
of course, a Tunnock tea cake. Well, it wouldn't quite be a Scottish.
Oh, yeah.
Is it a Tunnock tea cake?
Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining me on the channel today, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.